Hi there, everyone. I'm Mary.
And I'm Ing.
And welcome to our August episode of Check It Out.
The back to school, the end of summer, back to school, good times episode.
People, I bet, are feeling very sad about that.
I bet there's some mixed feelings. Because sometimes you get a little bored in August, you want to go back to school, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's hard to see summer go.
Yes.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're Ing, and then you're very
I
excited
love fall,
because
yes.
Ing loves fall, and actually so do I. It's my favorite time of the
It's
year.
a good time.
Well, maybe we ought to tell our viewers what we're going to talk about on our
We
show
have
today.
so much, a really big shoe.
Really big shoe?
Yes.
All right.
Tell them what's going to happen.
Tell them what's going to happen. Well, we're going to talk about, as we always do, about all the great stuff that's coming up at the library in the next month.
Yes.
And you're going to talk a little bit about children's programming.
Children's programming for fall and teen programming.
I think you're going to do some book reviews, right?
I have some book reviews, yes.
The File of Fun is here.
The File of Fun.
The File of Fun, I can't even say
Let's
it.
just
It's so much fun I
leave
can't
it at
even
that.
spit
We
it
can't
out.
even- File of Fun coming up on this show.
And we have a special
A
guest.
very special guest, Ms. Alexis Jabor from Coriopolis, Pennsylvania. She is employed at the Swickley Public Library of the Quaker Valley School District, as is our foreign correspondent, who could not be with us today. She's taking her dog to the vet, so we're sorry, Randy. We missed you. We'll see you next month. But Alexis will be talking to us about anime, which is a special interest of hers, and also her recent experience in Australia for World Youth Day.
Well, sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds
Which
great.
really isn't a day. All right.
Shall I get started?
Get started. What is going on? What's coming up? What's hot?
What's hot? Well,
Yes.
we're coming to the end of our adult summer reading program, and of course, everyone has to have their entries in by August 16th in order to be eligible for our grand prize.
Grand prize, and the grand prize
Prize is the lovely-
A day with me and Mary, all day.
No, I don't think that's quite the grand prize. I think the grand prize is the very lovely and beautiful Bethel Park Library beach chair.
It's very nice.
So make sure you get your entries in by August 16th so you're eligible for the grand prize.
Absolutely.
And coming up in September, we have our next Movies for the Mind.
Movies for the mind.
Which is, and the title of our movie is The Music Within.
The Music Within, which I know nothing about. The last two movies, I snored through the last two movies, so I'm embarrassed.
You snored? I didn't hear you
this
snore.
last one, I just wasn't enchanted with any of the characters.
I know,
didn't
you
feel
didn't.
a connection, but that's okay. But this one, what's The Music Within?
The Music Within is based on the true story of a man named Richard Pimental.
Okay.
All right, and Richard Pimental had a natural gift for speaking, and that was what his lifelong dream was, to be a public speaker.
Like us.
Well, I don't know about like us, but anyway, he wanted to be a public speaker, and he went off to college. Do you remember a show called The College Bowl?
I do.
Do you?
Yes.
I always thought it was before your time.
I think it was, but I remember hearing of it.
All right, well,
Yeah.
it was not before my time, and
Yeah.
he auditioned for this program and was turned down by a professor, I guess, who was the moderator.
Right.
And who said, you know, you really don't have enough life experience yet to participate on
Okay.
this. So, taking that to heart, he decided he would go off and volunteer for Vietnam.
Okay.
And he signed up, and I can't remember which branch of the military, but he was injured.
Okay.
And he came back with a disability. He lost his hearing. And this movie is the story of how he got involved with finding work and jobs and opportunities for other disabled veterans.
That sounds great.
And then he was also involved in the passage of the Americans Disability Act.
Oh,
So it's an
okay.
inspirational, it's based on true story, and it's
All right.
inspirational, and we will be showing that movie, The Music Within, on Sunday, September 7th.
Sounds good.
Okay. And also other programs coming up in the next month or so. Our genealogy group will be meeting on Monday, August the 18th at 7 o'clock. We have 25 people in the genealogy group right now, which is
That's
wonderful.
fabulous.
Isn't that
Yeah,
wonderful?
Yeah.
So whether you're a new or experienced genealogist, please come to the Bethel Park Library Genealogy Study Group. Okay. Also, big program for August is our volunteer speed match. That's going to be Friday night, August 22nd at 5 o'clock here in the library. And I have sent out invitations to over 60 nonprofit organizations to come, and we've heard from about 20, which is very
wonderful.
exciting. So if you are someone who is looking for an opportunity to volunteer, you want to share your time and talents, come to the library on Friday night, August 22nd, and it'll give you a one-on-one opportunity to talk to all these different organizations and see if you can find a match with your time and talent and skills.
It's like speed dating,
it's like
but it's to find a volunteer job.
It's like speed dating. So it'll be 5 minutes with each nonprofit organization. That's their chance to recruit you to be a volunteer for them.
And it's shoes optional.
Shoes optional?
You don't have to wear your shoes.
I certainly won't turn anyone away who comes in bare feet.
That's what I heard.
If you want to volunteer, you can come with or without shoes.
Okay.
All right? All right, very good. On Tuesday, August 26th, we have another eBay class, which is one of our very popular programs.
Yes.
That's if you want to learn how to buy, sell, or ship on eBay. Come to the library Tuesday, August 26th from 11 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. And we also, looking ahead a little bit to September, we have Passport Fair on, that is Saturday, September 6th.
Yeah.
If you're planning a winter getaway.
Right.
You want to go someplace warm and sunny.
Baldwin.
Well, maybe even a little further south than let's
Washington, PA.
Let's keep more southern than those areas. You might need a passport. I don't think we need a passport to Washington, PA.
No.
I think we're all right. We're okay.
Yeah.
Come to the Passport Fair on Saturday, September 6th, and learn about how to get a passport. But you need to call the library, because we'll tell you what documents you need to bring.
Yes.
The amount of money you've got to make your check out for, all that important kind of stuff. So.
And there will be no games of chance.
Not a thing. And also, and this is kind of a last minute program, but we're very excited about this. We're going to be starting this in September. It's called the Wise Walk Program, and it is a walking program for people 50 and up. It is a 10-week walking program, and we will have a library walking group, and we will be meeting Wednesday mornings at the South Park Children's Playground parking lot to
Fabulous.
walk.
Okay.
Now, you can walk with the library group, or you can walk on your own.
Yep.
And I will be keeping track of all of your steps from week to week. So you'll report the number of steps.
Are you going to be on the ground?
No.
Like laying on the ground, checking off?
No, because we will be giving people pedometers.
Oh, how fun. For free?
For free. For free.
Oh, I like free.
You like free?
Yeah.
All right. Well, our kickoff date is September 3rd.
Okay.
And we're going to meet again at the Children's Playground parking lot in South Park. If you can't make it that day, that's fine. That's fine. The first 25 people to sign up get a free T-shirt. All right. What's going on with the kids?
Okay. Well, we have a lot just remaining in August, so I don't know if this will get on the if you'll be seeing this before these things are over. But Friday, August 15th is our end of summer puppet show and Star Wars extravaganza at 7 o'clock when the library is closed. The next day, Saturday, August 16th at 10 a.m., get ready for kindergarten. Kindergarten is Cool program for everybody who's going into kindergarten. The next week, August 19th or 20th, we have a Big Bug Bully puppet show, which is really neat. That's been traveling around the county. That's a good time. That's at 7 o'clock. On Saturday, August 23rd, 6 o'clock, we have the play, The Wizard of Oz. On Sunday, August 24th, we have the musical, High School Musical. So that's our teen and little kid drama clubs. So come out, lots of good stuff in August. In our teen section, tons of things. Free, this is for kids and teens. If you have a little trouble with math, and I have a little trouble with math, we have free math tutoring here at the library. It's on Wednesdays in half-hour sessions from 4 o'clock until 7 o'clock. We have a young man who's like a I don't know, he's like a walking calculator or something, and I really admire that. And he's going to be offering free tutoring. You can sign up anything from grade school through calculus. Anyway, CSI stuff, Twilight Book Club, and Anime Club, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Anyway, we can't even have time to get into it all now. That's all the stuff going on at the library in the fall. Check for it online. Come in, pick up the new fall flyers, and the teen flyer. Lots of great stuff. Good times going on. Be here, be triangular. The other thing I wanted to talk about, couple book reviews. I just found a new author, and I love him. His name is Jeffrey Ford. They say he's a fantasy writer. It's not fantasy at all. I mean, it is. I mean, some of it's a little fanciful, But it's just not, it doesn't seem like fantasy. The Shadow Year takes place in the 1960s. The story of a young man growing up in a normal, dysfunctional home, and there's a prowler in his neighborhood, and he and his older brother Jim and his little sister Mary try to spend the whole summer and the school year trying to figure out who this prowler is. And a young child disappears in the neighborhood, so they try to solve that crime. He also wrote The Girl in the Glass. We don't own these books, but we can get them ordered in for you. The Girl in the Glass takes place during the Great Depression, and it's a story of 3 con men who become very wealthy by having fake seances for very rich people. But until one night when one of the con men actually sees an image, or maybe not, maybe it's a con, in a glass of a young girl who then is found dead. Maybe fantasy, maybe not, but great stuff. The Girl in the Glass, this Jeffrey Ford, fantastic, fantastic author. Another new exciting thing today, you know, Mary and I, we're in the media. And when we're big names, you know what I mean? So people are sending us stuff, and this is a really neat book. And actually my friend wrote it too, as part of it. It's by Betty Cole and Autumn Redcross. It's called Images of America, and you've probably seen these. They're from Arcadia Press. These sell for about $20, $19.99. This one you can buy this starting next Monday. This happens to be African Americans in Swickley Valley. And so they sent us this free copy, asked us to review it. We definitely will. We've always looked, we've already looked through it before. I recognize some faces in there. These are really cool books. You can find them from the area you grew up in, or maybe the area you moved to, or if you have a friend, especially like an older friend who might remember some of the photos in these historical books. Again, this is African Americans in Swickley Valley, 1999, Arcadia Publishing, available at local retailers, online bookstores, or through Arcadia Publishing at arcadiapublishing.com. And check it out. It's a really nice book. And there's one for, I don't know if there's one for Bethel, though.
I have never
there's
seen
one for my hometown. There's one, Glenshaw, Shaler, and there's, a lot of all the different neighborhoods in the city. There's like, Polish Hill and Troy Hill.
This is, as you say, this is a great series.
It is a great series.
If you are really interested in local regional history, this Images of America series is...
Now, probably the most exciting thing we have for us today is this box right here. This is the File of Fun right here.
Okay.
And what it is, it sits in Mary's office, and it's the File of Fun. Says right online what it is. The File of Fun, right in the box.
I know you always are fascinated by
I'm fascinated because what kind of a container could claim to be a file of fun?
Well,
like when you open it, it's unassuming. But yet, once you get in here, it's divided. There are cards with fun activities, like stunts, interactive games, party plans, exercise therapy. We're going to stay away from that. Tricks and puzzles, skits and challenges. And this is the File of Fun.
Actually, we should tell our viewers that it's a miracle that this box is in my office because it frequently resides in the trunk of Ing's automobile.
Yes.
Sounds like we have tons of great stuff coming up.
Tons of great stuff. But what's coming up now?
Well, what's coming up is just a reminder to everybody that if you want more information about any of these programs, to give us a call.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Visit the website. Or even the best thing of all, come and visit us.
Just come visit us.
Come visit us in person.
It's hard to believe, but we're even more entertaining in public. And we'll be back after this with another wise and clever fellow, Ms. Alexis Jabor.
Welcome back to Check It Out, and we're here with our very special guest. And Ing, why don't you introduce our guest to our viewers?
This is Alexis Jabor. Welcome, Alexis. We're so glad to have you here with us today.
And I'm very glad to be here.
Okay, one of the reasons why she's special is that because of Alexis, we were able to start an anime club here at the Bethel Park Library. But she's the one who sort of filled me in on anime and manga, and since talking to her, then I was able to have this club, and it's just been great. First of all, what Mary might not know, I don't know much about it.
I need anime 101.
Right. What is anime?
Well, anime is just Japanese animation. well, in Japan, anime means any animation, so anything from Speed Racer to Superman to Batman.
Okay, so cartoons
Yeah.
that we're familiar with, like Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Anything that's animated is anime.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
So some anime is based on like a video game.
Yes.
But then other anime is based on.
Well, a lot of anime series come from manga, which are comic books. In fact, a lot of anime have to have manga because then they already have a fan base, so the producers know that it's going to take off, it's going to be a hit.
Right. So manga and anime sometimes go hand in hand, right?
Yes.
Manga is the
Comic book form.
comic book form,
Yes.
and then so there might be a manga called Check It Out. Like somebody might
Yes.
write a comic book about us.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if it happened in Japan, the comic book about me and Mary would be called a manga. Okay. It does exist. No. Okay, but then if they took that and made an animated series about us, then that would become an anime.
Yes.
Okay.
In Japan.
Okay, in Japan.
I think I'm starting to get a handle on
Okay.
this a
Yeah,
little
the
bit.
basic is just manga is Japanese comic book, anime is Japanese animation.
Okay.
That's the basic.
Very cool. Now this is very popular
Yes.
in the United States. I mean, I've noticed, I was reading online the other time that manga has sort of slowed down in Japan because now everybody gets it on their cell phone. So it's just another form of it, So it's just your manga and your anime on your cell phone instead of the other traditional forms. But anime and manga still is on the rise here in the United States. And why do you think that is? What is it that's so...
Well, one of the reasons I think anime is so popular in the US, it's really good with teenagers because a lot of things on TV, you don't really have any things made specifically for teenagers, like a long-running drama series. You got like the CW, and I mean, what else is on primetime TV? You got your medical shows and your cop dramas, and then there's all your kid shows if you go up in Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and things like that, and Disney Channel. And there's no really dedicated series for teenagers. And anime it works mostly with teenagers and adults. In Japan, it's mostly aimed at older audiences. And so I think that's the reason why it's so popular with teenagers is we don't really have a whole lot of other stuff aimed for us in America. There's movies and books, but nothing as wide or as long running as a lot of anime series.
Right. Okay. That makes total sense to me. Yeah. I'm surprised at the number of teenagers and young adults who have an interest now in learning Japanese because of the anime and manga popularity. Yeah. So that's kind of cool because it translates into other cultural experience. Recently, we're able to go on a very exciting trip to Australia. Tell us about Australia. Why were you there?
I was in Australia for World Youth Day, which would be much more appropriately titled World Youth Week.
Right. It's not a day.
We were there for a week. There is a day. It was Sunday, the 28th, I believe it was, or 29th or something like that. And but we got there on a Tuesday. You might have heard about us. We were the charter flight from Pittsburgh. There were about 400 of us that got laid over at Pittsburgh Airport. We went to Australia. Got there on a Tuesday, left on a Monday. And World Youth Day, they have it every 2 to 3 years in different countries. There's just a whole bunch of events happening all over this year with Sydney, Australia. There were youth festivals, which were basically just concerts with tons of local and foreign Christian rock bands. Every day there was usually a big event. There was an opening mass on Tuesday. The Pope came on a boat in Sydney Harbor on Thursday, Stations of the Cross on Friday. There was a vigil on Saturday, and then the final mass on Sunday.
Now, one of the things I found most interesting about this was that you had to walk far away to see the Pope.
We did have to walk a lot because it was a pilgrimage, which our group leaders reminded us of constantly while we were fundraising to go to Australia.
Yeah.
Because obviously just getting to Australia was a lot of money, and so many people, you can't put all those people in hotels. We stayed in a high school about 40 minutes away from Sydney and slept on the floor in sleeping bags, and we walked around the city, And the big walk that Ing was referring to, we had a lot of walking was on Saturday morning. We walked 6 miles from Sydney Harbor Bridge and across the bridge to Randwick Racecourse. And the idea was to get I think it was about 150,000 pilgrims that went across the bridge throughout the day. We got there around 5 in the morning, and I think they closed it until about 2 in the afternoon. So,
How close were you to the Pope when you actually saw him?
on Sunday morning, when we saw the Pope, he drove around the racecourse in the Pope-mobile, which it was very convenient. It was on a racecourse because then he just drove around the track and we were on the grass.
That's
Maybe 30, 40 feet.
cool. That's so cool.
And I didn't get a very good picture though. There was a guy with a flag.
Yeah, I saw it on Alexis' Facebook. It's right in front of the Pope. You can just see his hand. It's depressing.
But we still saw him,
you
which
got
was
to
very
see him.
exciting.
I was going to say
You
that.
see him.
Yeah, that was the
in
important thing.
person,
You said-
even if it's not recorded.
When you said Pope Mobile, I always thought that was something silly that my dad made up as kind of a smart mouth Protestant. Never understood this
But
Pope
they're-
Mobile, but it really is called the
the
Pope
Pope
Mobile.
Yes,
Mobile.
it really is the Pope-mobile.
I like that. I
It's
think
a
that's
great-
cool.
Yeah, it's a fun name.
Oh, it's wonderful. What a great
What a neat experience
Neat
to
experience.
see such a, huge and especially to Catholics, the greatest spiritual leader of the faith. So close at such a young age, so neat. Do you really feel, what was the best part of the experience? Like,
Well, the thing they told us about when we were fundraising was that, you're going to meet the Pope, but really the most important part of it for me was meeting all the hundreds of thousands of other teenagers from around the world that share the same faith. When we were out during the day, you went anywhere and there were always people around. And you could tell who the pilgrims were because we had these cheesy looking red and orange backpacks that I wish I'd brought with me. And people would they'd be carrying flags, they'd tie flags around their necks. And you just walk up to some random person on the street from another country and you go up and say, "Hey, where are you from?" We'd trade pins. I got some pins on my hat here. I got some from England. I don't know if you can actually see them. England. We traded pickle pins because we're from Pittsburgh.
Very
Pittsburgh,
cool,
it's
yeah.
A lot of people knew where Pittsburgh was. Mostly they knew
Wow.
Sidney Crosby.
Now, did they know us?
I didn't ask about you guys, but probably they did.
Probably, I would think. Yeah,
I just didn't say anything.
Well, they understood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Pittsburgh.
sort of like, do you know who the president is of the United States?
Yeah.
Do you know who Mary and Ing are? Right,
Yeah.
right. It'd be silly.
It's just a
Never
given.
mind. Yeah.
The Australians knew a lot about America, and we, in contrast, knew very little about Australia.
Neat. I think it's just amazing that you did that, and we can put some pictures up on the website of where you had to sleep and things
Yeah.
like that, and
I'll have to send those to
it
you.
really seems like it was a really neat pilgrimage. That's
It
cool.
was.
But I do want to get back to the anime thing. I have no none. No segue. But I just for the anime manga thing, we do have an anime club here. We're going to be meeting this fall. We haven't picked a date yet. If you go on to the teen website, you can vote for when you can meet. And because I'm hoping Alexis will be able to come out too.
I hope so too.
And help us out with that. Because one of the things Alexis has been involved in over the past couple years is a thing called TakoshaCon. And that's very big here in Pittsburgh. Maybe you could just tell. Have you heard of TakoshaCon?
No.
Maybe you
heard
can tell
that
us.
either.
It's pretty big.
All right. Well, TakoshaCon is the local anime convention. Last year it was at the Radisson and Green Tree, and before that, Expo Mart Monroeville. All conventions end with the phrase con, and then Takosho means I think steel making or something like that.
Because
So,
it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
so
yeah.
steel making
convention. Yeah. So
yeah,
TakoshaCon, more commonly referred to as Teko, because no one likes saying TakoshaCon all the time. Anyway, this year we're very happy to be at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center.
Now that's
Very cool. Yeah.
Very big, from April 11th through the 13th, 2009. Go to takoshacon.com if you want to register or get info. It's
I'm
just
definitely going this
local.
year.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm
yeah.
definitely going.
Yeah, pre-reg, it's like, well, pre-registration isn't up yet, but it's like $30 for all 3 days. That we get lots of famous voice actors come. Last year we had Aaron Dismuke. He's the voice of Alphonse Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Year before that we had Vic Mignogna, the voice of Ed Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. We get some big names come Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so TakoshaCon.
Yeah.
I really want to go. Alexis went to TakoshaCon. She came back. She showed me all her pictures, and she showed me this picture of this big puppet. Okay, that was a puppet of one of the characters from Full Metal Alchemist.
Edward
okay?
Elric. Give me
Edward
a sec. I'll
Elric.
get his picture for you.
Little blonde-haired cutie pie.
I don't know if you
right?
can really see this. This is from my hat. Little
It's a
cute
little-
pin of
little
Ed,
cute pin.
Ed Elric. If anybody's seen Full Metal Alchemist,
Okay.
Adult Swim, Cartoon Network.
Well, she had this amazing puppet, and she took this picture, right? So then we start our anime club here this summer. Who walks through the door? The puppet.
The puppet.
The puppet. I mean, with a person.
And this puppet won, I'm pretty sure, won prizes at Hall Cosplay, which is a big thing. That's the costume contest. Just the costumes, not the skits. That's a separate event.
Yeah. There's skit contest, costume
Masquerade.
contest.
We need people doing more skits at Masquerade. If you have an idea for an anime skit, please come to DakoshaCon and participate.
Dude, there's all kinds of cool things. You can come to our anime group, here and get involved in it.
Well, maybe your anime group could do a
I think they could.
do a
Yeah, get
skit.
together.
Because they
Do a
come all
skit.
dressed up and everything. But so the lady who did this puppet, the Yarrows, they're from Bethel here, and she made this puppet. She does puppet ministry, and she also does manga ministry, I guess. I don't know. She makes the puppets and things. And anyway, and it was so weird because here was my friend at one end in Swickley with this picture of a puppet that I thought was a little freaky, and then it walks in the door a year later, or months later.
I thought it
A
was the
little
coolest
scary.
thing ever.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
was.
It's very neat. It's a big puppet.
I'm pretty sure she had an Alphonse one too, but I didn't get a picture of that. I'm pretty sure.
Very
Sorry if I'm
cool.
wrong.
It's very cool. So this is really, I hope you'll come back and be on our show again because you
Yes.
have a lot to share.
do.
I'm planning on coming this Sunday to the Obsessed
good.
with Anime Club.
Yeah.
This Sunday, August 10th.
Very good.
So,
be
I'm
there.
not sure if I'll be able to dress up or not. My friend has a jean jacket that's my best costume, and I need to see if I can get a hold of that.
It's a good
Love to
costume.
come and dress up because I don't dress up enough. I was going to say something else.
about
check out my
Your
blog.
blog for a year now.
Yeah.
Alexis has been writing a blog. Go ahead.
It's on Blogger. There's a link on the Bethel Teen website. GuitarX105, which is my email address, .blogspot.com. It's called Confessions of a Teenage Otaku. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I'm like the know-all, end-all of anime, especially in Pittsburgh. I'm not as knowledgeable as I may seem. I just happen to be very involved with the library, and I want to bring more people, more anime fans, into the library. So I'm sure there's many of you out there watching this right now that know much more about anime than I do. And if you want to come and help me with my blog or write your own blog, I'd be happy for the help. Be happy to see you at Anime Club. Be happy to see you at DakoshaCon.
Very cool.
So.
You're really great with this. Check it out. It's right on the Bethel Park Teen page, and there's a link to this blog. So that's awesome. Alexis, thank you so much for coming to
Thank
our
you.
show today.
This was a lot of fun.
It was a pleasure meeting
Awesome.
you. It was
You
exciting.
too.
We hope you'll come on again.
Me too. It was fun.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back for our closing remarks on Check It Out. And we are back, and we are out of time. We were going to sing. Next month, we'll be singing for you What Now, My Love, the Judy Garland version. But this month, no time. Don't be sad. So next month, check for that. We
Okay.
just want to remind everybody to be safe. School starts in the Bethel Park School District August 25th,
25th?
Monday.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
very
a Monday.
early this year.
Very early.
Very
and,
early.
Even like St. Louis and some Catholic schools go back on the 21st. So drive carefully. Kids, we'll be thinking of you and keeping you in our prayers and thoughts, and you can have a great year, and teachers as well. And don't forget, when you're doing your back to school shopping, the Check It Out lunchbox available only through the Bethel Park Library with the Mary Mullen thermos.
Wait, turn it around though.
Oh yeah, I'm on here too.
Because there's Ang.
Yes. Okay. So this is Mary from our Christmas play.
And this
And
is
me.
definitely a one of
So
a
this is a one-of-a-kind
lunchbox.
And just come in and order the lunchbox.
I wonder how much that we'd get for that on eBay.
Oh, dude, you can't even price this on eBay. You kidding me? So anyway, yeah,
All right.
it's crazy. And the file of fun, don't forget.
Okay.
And we just can't wait to see you at the library. We love the show.
Yes, we do.
We love you all.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks to Alexis too for joining us. And see you next time on
Check it out.